Well, viewers, we've had a real treat today. Here we are at the house of Mr. Coleman, the rubbish mechanic, who is in the background doing some servicing on my Rover. But he has left me the keys of this. It's a 1998 Lancia Kappa, also known as a Lancia K, as you can see here, 2 litre 20 valve LE. This car was never sold in the United Kingdom, so they're only available to import from someone like Germany, as this one originally was registered in left-hand drive. It's actually very similar to an Alfa 166 in terms of its platform. Some things like I think the front brake calipers and things like that are really, really similar to certain types of 166. And oh well, there's a 166 just here. I wonder why that is. So very, very kind of typical early 90s styling. I mean, by this time this car was made in 1998, it would have looked quite old-fashioned. I mean, the cars don't really look similar at all. And if we get into the interior first, this is the base model, which is called the LE. It was discontinued in 1998, so this is one of the last ones made. Not a very popular car when new at all, actually. The 166 was not a popular car either, so it's kind of strange really with both of them. I will shut the door because it is a bit cold today. Look at this. I mean, it's not the Lancia Beta Trevi in terms of the dash, but it's quite nice. It's nice and soft. I've always been somebody who prefers cars to be luxurious as opposed to sporty. It's probably why I have a Rover as opposed to the MG version. But yes, this very much feels nice. It's got the wood. I mean, I'd probably go for a higher trim level. There were a couple of others available as well. But this is nice. I'm not able to actually drive this car today because it's not currently got an MOT, so it's just a walk around. But we do get to see this lovely, lovely steering wheel. That's nice. The heater is on and the engine is running to try to keep me warm actually today. This blue upholstery is really rather nice for sort of velour seating. Parts of this car in general are very, very difficult to get. So I'm going to be a little bit careful I don't sort of break anything, but I'm sure I won't. Kilometres an hour speedometer and 177,000 kilometres, which equates to, I think that's around 110,000 miles. Lancia branded cassette player. I think this is a 5-speed manual gearbox. Electric window switch for some reason is down here. That's probably some kind of Fiat Group part. If anybody knows what other cars that was used in, please do leave a comment below. Interesting kind of ventilation system on top of here. And I suppose a little bit like the old Alfa 164. We've got a lot of buttons that look virtually the same, but I mean, it's not as bad as, modern touchscreen, is it? At least the hazard light warning switch is very prominent. You're not going to have a problem finding that. Quite a few Lancia logos actually around the place, just sort of on the doors and things like that as well. Very tasteful. No front fog lamps in this base model. It doesn't feel like a base model. Ooh, Fahrertür offen. Excellent. I do sometimes like to use my German degree. It means driver's door open. Right, if I can get out of here, which I will do off camera, then we will have a look under the bonnet and see what delights lie beneath. This is actually an engine that was used in some other Fiat Group models, including most notably the Fiat Coupé of the time. It's a 5-cylinder engine with a sort of variable intake system. I don't know if that stands for it exactly, but it's that kind of thing. You can see, there we go, it definitely got 5 cylinders. They're rating in this car about 155 horsepower. Earlier models, I think it was 148. Just very, very kind of square, sort of last remnants of the sort of design of 1980s really, was sort of folded paper type thing. so not really very curvy. Very, very rare in this country. I think the only other one that I've ever seen, is even in a photograph, is actually in Eastleigh where I live, because one of my friends found it for me in the local shopping centre. This is actually the chassis number here, which is interesting. There were two types of manual gearbox available with this engine. There was the comfort drive and the power drive. This one's got the power drive. The power steering reservoir is actually underneath there, which is really, really strange. I don't know any other car like that really. Everything else is a bit more sort of conventional. There's the dipstick, coolant reservoir. What does it say? Gefrierschutzmittel. Oh, fantastic. I do like saying random German words. Takes me back to when I actually lived in Germany. Brake fluids just in there, power steering pump. Yes, even got Lancia branded headlamps. Let's go in the back. I'll turn the engine off first so we don't need to run it because fuel is precious at the moment. Right, just before I get in the back, let me show you the keys. That is the service key. Best if you really don't lose that. Normal key, and we've also got a key here which is just so you can get a new blade cut. It's quite a long door actually in this. Why is that door not opening? Hold on a second, viewers. What a strange specification, viewers. The reason the door didn't open is because it doesn't have central locking. It's got climate control and it's got electric windows, but there's no central locking. You would have thought in a sort of luxury car you'd have that, but no. Getting into the back is actually quite easy. There's actually a fair amount of room in here. Headroom is really good actually. The sort of square profile of this really does pay off. We have got some luxury features like the lights here, and on that side too. Let's see if we've got an armrest in the middle. But this one I think needs to go. There we go. That thing at the top I think is a bit broken, so that's why it's like that. This car does need some things doing to it, and that'll become obvious when we look in the boot. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Feel that. That is absolutely lovely. Oh, wow. We've also got some quite practical touches in this car, such as these really, really kind of interesting looking door bins in the back. One thing I must do before the end of this video is have a look in the glove box, but first of all we will go round to the back. We'll see if I can open up the boot. We don't have central locking, so we have to use the key. There is an internal release as well, but for the sake of it I will just use that. That should just open. There we go. Now we do have some service parts in here which shows what's going to be replaced. Sort of brake hoses, water pump, cam belt and tensioner, and then there's the cam locking tool here. That is a very, very rare thing to actually find. Fan belt just down there. It's quite a big boot actually. It might be slightly bigger than the 166, I don't know. Very strange sort of panel on this side. Very, very strange. So yeah, this is the reason it's not got an MOT, it needs some work. But as you can see there, came from Niederlassung in Berlin. Just have a look around this side. I hope this door's open. Oh, it is good. I'll be very careful here because those are actually the centres for a set of alloy wheels that the car's going to be having. Because the hubcaps on here are virtually irreplaceable. So we're going to have that. There we go. There's the There's the boot opening switch just there. Passenger airbag. And some nice Lancia branded documentation. There we go. Right, viewers. What an interesting car. I mean, if this was in right-hand drive and it had a little bit more equipment and not, you know, no central locking, I might consider getting one of these. There's also a Freely Tabuso engine version of this, and a couple of other 2 litres, and the 2.4 turbo. There are some diesels available, but we don't talk about those on this channel. So thank you again to Mr. Coleman for allowing me to film the car, and also for his servicing work on my Rover. Subscribe to the Rubbish Mechanic channel for more information on this car. He has been doing a little bit on it, but I think it's going to a new owner fairly soon, so it won't be around too long, unfortunately. But there we go. And yes, subscribe to Lloyd the Consulting channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we'll have some more interesting walkarounds on other cars, probably in the new year. Thank you.